Hey, Sub-Furies! I've got a new How to Train Your Dragon video coming out really soon, but today we'll be talking about the likely villain of The Flash Season 4. Clifford DeVoe. Who is he, what makes him such a big threat, and what does this mean for Season 4? Caution, this will include spoilers from the finale of Season 3 of The Flash. Let's get started. Now, DeVoe was first name-dropped by Abracadabra earlier in the season, a villain with an uncanny knowledge of the future. He listed off the Flash's greatest rivals, including Thorn, Zoom, Savitar, and DeVoe. Now, the single name drop at the time did not necessarily mean he was going to be the main villain of Season 4, but it's noteworthy that he was mentioned alongside all of the other main antagonists of the previous seasons. The second time that DeVoe's name was mentioned was by Savitar in the season finale, who recalled the time that they built the cerebral inhibitor in an effort to stop DeVoe. This is, of course, no coincidence. And finally, Andrew Kreisberg made it clear that the Flash would not have a speedster villain in Season 4, which DeVoe then fits perfectly. What these name drops do confirm is that Barry will be back next season, that he won't be stuck in this prison forever. Now, at the end of the season finale, Barry walks off into the Speed Force prison. But if Abracadabra is right and DeVoe is one of the Flash's greatest villains, and Savitar remembers building the cerebral inhibitor, then this definitely isn't the end for Barry. And I think a lot of the start of Season 4 is going to be exploring how they can break Barry out of that Speed Force prison, especially given, as we saw at the end of the finale, someone needs to be trapped in there. Clifford DeVoe, otherwise known as the Thinker, was a failed genius lawyer turned criminal. He developed the technology, this thing called the thinking cap, to mind control others, use telekinesis, and manipulate technology. Just like Mishka can control others, can't you? That's why he has so many cult followers. Look into his eyes. All hail Mishka! This means that next season we're going to have a villain that can control Barry or Wally's friends. They won't know who to trust or who is on their side. Now that would be an awesome dynamic to have on the show. It will be like nowhere and no one is safe. And unlike previous seasons, we're finally going to have a villain who is just as good with technology as Cisco is. Which is a pretty freaky thing to think of given all the things that Cisco's built. It's likely that the cerebral inhibitor that Savitar mentioned will probably be a piece of technology that allows them to be protected from the Thinker's mind control. Something that they might develop a little later in the season. What's interesting though is that DeVoe actually ends up befriending the Flash after he develops cancer. So in one way he wasn't defeated like Savitar or Zoom or Thorn were. In fact, after he dies, Mr. Terrific, who we know from Arrow, uses DeVoe's thinking cap to develop an artificial intelligence for the Justice League. But of course, like all artificial intelligences, they eventually turn evil. When is humanity gonna start learning? I swear we're like this far away from the robot revolution. Now, we know that the creators take inspiration from, but don't directly follow the comics. So it's unlikely that we're going to see a Justice League or Injustice League in The Flash anytime soon. And it'll focus around Wally West and Barry Allen rather than Jay Garrick. Though it is worthy of note that Jay Garrick has reappeared since the end of the season finale, so I wonder how that'll play out. What would be interesting is to see all of Clifford DeVoe's storyline played out throughout Season 4. From criminal overlord to the Flash's friend to an artificial intelligence that perhaps in the latter part of the series turns against Team Flash. An AI would be unlike any enemy they've fought before, and almost impossible for Barry or Wally to fight. DeVoe could mean that next season we're going to see Barry and Wally take on a mind-controlling DeVoe before defeating him with the use of the cerebral inhibitor, and then seeing DeVoe transform into a villainous and unstoppable artificial intelligence by the end of the season. But that's all from me, Sub-Furies. My question to you is, what did you think of the Flash season finale? Did you like it? If so, did you not? Tell me why. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. If you want to see more, then let me know of any other Flash, Arrow, or Legends questions you have down in the comments below. In the meantime, follow me on Twitter, Wattpad, Facebook, email me, read my books, or send me anything at the address and links in the description below. Stay nerdy, Sub-Furies, and I'll see you in the future.